Sims 4 vs Sims 3, a debate that started all the way back in 2014 and it's still going strong these days. If we look number-wise, Sims 4 is definitely the winner with 10 million units sold versus 4.5 million of Sims 3. It does help that Sims 4 can run on a potato while Sims 3 needs a quantum computer and some shady unofficial patch to even start. However, I think the main difference is that Sims 3 and Sims 4, despite sharing the same franchise, are completely different games. It might sound obvious, but hear me out. Whilst both of these games are labeled as Life Simulator, I would say they are on two opposite sides of the same scale. And I found that out by trying the Sims 3 base game again. That's right, I went all the way back to 2009 base Sims 3. And oh man. Oh boy, it was a journey, and it really showed me why the comparison of these two games is not that obvious and fair. But let's start from the beginning, aka character creator. And ew, puke. You can say what you want about Sims 4, but they did get the design of the actual Sims right in that game. While Sims 3, it's a nightmare fuel. There's very limited amount of any customization in the base game, when it comes to at least the styles. You can, however, customize the colors a lot. I really like the color wheel. I like the fact you can customize different parts of the hair, for example. That's all very cool. But the limited wardrobe and limited hairstyles really do disappoint. I know Sims 4 base game doesn't have that many hairstyles as well, but it does feel much more than this. Also, this crashed on me 3 times while I was making the sim, so the sim I actually ended up playing was the third one I designed. Sims 3. One cool thing I did really like in the customizations are that there are so many more traits, and you can have more traits from the get-go. So you actually get 5 traits from the start instead of 3 the way the Sims 4 does it. Yes, in Sims 4 now you can actually get new traits while you do stuff, but it wasn't like that in the base game, and we just recently got it. So I still think Sims 3 base game really wins with this one, because you can have much more personalized sim. The life ambitions seem to be more varied, however there seem to be a little bit more basic. Or so I thought at this point. I went for professional author life goal because that's usually my favorite thing to do in Sims, be a writer. And here we are back in Sims 3. Oh, this brings back memories. Of course, first of all, I wanted to get a job because we need money to live, but you have to wait for newspapers to arrive before you can do that. Those were dark times. You also got selection of only a few jobs at first, so I just went for political because, as far as I'm aware, there's no writer career in the base game of Sims 3. So we're gonna be just a freelance writer, I guess. First remodeling that I did is, of course, get a TV, because what's a living room without TV? And I went for a little ride to the park because I forgot how cool it was that you can just jump into the car and, without loading screen, go somewhere. I did some casual fishing, and then I went to the library to use their computers to start harnessing the powerful skill of writing. After I gained my first skill, I went back home to rediscover the beauty of Sims 3 cooking, where they're actually taking out the things that they need for the said recipe and cut them up, and you know, it's so cool to see that. In Sims 4, everything is cooked exactly the same and looks exactly the same, so it was nice. I got myself a PC, and yeah, I really like the color wheel. It's so nice to just make anything you want, any color you want. That's so satisfying. So I went to sleep, and when I woke up, we were given an opportunity. So it's like little missions that you can do throughout the game, and it does seem to be catered to your skills. So my one was to write 3 books, which was a fun little challenge, fun little thing to keep you going and writing. So I really appreciate that. We kind of have that in Sims 4 now with the events and stuff. You get little missions, but it's a base game here for just your standard little activities. That's a good way to expand on the base gameplay. And off to work. And I do like that here in Sims 3, the Sims actually go to a building to do work rather than disappear into the ether. So that is always a neat little detail. However, you still can't really do anything in the job other than just look at your house, but still neat. Our sim was a little bit stressed after work, so she got to watch TV for a bit, and then we got to start our first novel. It was nice to see that here you get money while you write the book by submitting chapters, so that's always nice. It's not huge amounts, but that's always nice to get some extra money. However, what was very quickly apparent is that it's going to be taking longer to write books because the needs really got in the way for me to writing this book. My sim was just too tired, too stressed, and too hungry to finish the book on the first day. I mean, usually don't write books in a day, so it's kind of realistic in that regard. And what I thought was going to be a one-time thing became a pattern. My sim always came back from work very tired and very stressed. No matter how rested and happy she was when she went to work, every time she came back, she was very stressed, leaving me a very little time to be able to write books. I even had to do some extra stuff for opportunity, like I had to read a political book. I went all the way to the library, not realizing I have the book in my inventory. But that's another thing. But it turned out that the work in Sims 3 is so much more realistic because it does really take a lot out of your sim. If the fact that I didn't have enough time to write wasn't enough, you also don't really have time to improve on your writing skills, because it does seem that the skills don't level up as quickly as in Sims 4, and just writing the books doesn't level up your skills as quickly as it was if you take a class or if you actually spend time practicing and refining your writing. But I just didn't have time to do this because my sim was always tired and stressed, so I only have very small windows of writing. My sim's life really just became sleep, eat, write, repeat, because that's all she was able to do when she was off, and then when she had work, that's all she could do is work. It took me a few days to be able to write a single book, which was just absolutely crazy for sim standards anyway. My sim really had no time to do anything, no time to meet friends, no time to relax. I tried to take her swimming once, but I forgot that she had aquaphobia. My bad. But generally, she really was not able to do anything. At least she got some social need from work, so that's at least good. I tried to give her a little day out with a friend, but then someone died in front of a diner we wanted to eat at. Like, what the hell, bruh? That's so selfish. So it was on that endless grind and pattern of work, a tiny bit of writing, and then just caring of the needs. And then the birthday came. I was on normal lifespan, and my sim was already a full-on adult, from young adult to full adult, in such a quick time, and I have only written 2 books so far. Something had to change, aka I quit my job. Writing and need became the only 2 things my sim cared about. However, it still seemed almost impossible for me to be able to earn 4,000 simoleons a week, which was what my ambition was requiring. As such, I did find that if we get 30,000 life points, whatever we call them, I will be able to get more money for everything I write. So that became my next goal. I did various different things like going to spa and other things just to try to earn some life points, but I mainly was writing all the time. All the freaking time. At this point, my sim's life became even bigger pattern. There was literally nothing in it but books, sleeping, and eating. Honestly, it wasn't really a life, if you could call it, because that's all she was trying to do, just to finish the life ambition, which I wasn't sure we're gonna be able to do it in her lifespan. Nothing of note was really happening other than we had a fire once. And then it happened. Birthday came around again. My sim was gonna become an elder, and we still haven't finished the life aspiration. It was crazy. However, the hard work has paid off, and we were managed to get the acclaimed author trait before we turned to an elder. Yes, just look at her. She was basically going insane. She just wanted to finish that aspiration. That's all she wanted to do. She does suit great, to be honest, though. My sim's life was at its end, and we haven't achieved it yet. So what I had to do is completely eliminate every other activity. So no more cleaning dishes. I moved the computer into the bedroom so that she doesn't see and is not affected by all the filth everywhere else, because that was the only way that could be done. I will highlight as well that despite being full-time author and do nothing but writing, we barely got any money for the writing. It was crazy how little we were earning as an author. Kind of realistic. Became one of those people too obsessed to be able to realize the filth she was living in, to pick up the newspaper. She became just obsessed about one thing that consumed her whole life. And then, finally, it happened. We finally completed the life aspiration after 81 days of Sims life. So she was basically 81 years old by the time she completed her aspiration. No friends, no family, not much money either. All that just to complete her life aspiration. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? And just before we conclude of what does that mean for Sims 3, let's see how long does it take in Sims 4. We also start with just a starter house, nothing fancy. The writer aspiration is already different. So here we have write 2 books and then write for 1 hour while inspired. So there's new system, new things to do in this one. And I only use the base game systems, or as far as I was aware. You can't deactivate any of the DLC, unfortunately, in Sims 4. We got a desk and PC, and I straight away missed the color wheel, but that's fine. And as soon as we started, we basically got level 2 in writing, and we wrote the first book. And we just started the game. Just to remind you, in Sims 3, it took us whole life stage to write a single book. Isn't that wild? And we were just flying through the aspiration because, yes, there's multiple levels of the aspirations, so it takes, in theory, could take longer. However, it just wasn't. It was very quick. I was even able to start a writing job because that was in a base Sims 4, so I could do that. And I was able to maintain a job and at the same time do the aspiration. I was writing like 2 to 3 books a day, and my Sims needs were not going down as quickly. Also, the Sims are so much more obedient, so if you tell them to write, they will write. While in Sims 3, they just stop if they're tense. I was just flying through all of it. Like, there was things that you just naturally do, like achieving level 10 in writing skill was just you writing books. I didn't have to try at all. And then doing something like completing 3 bestsellers, again, just happened naturally. They were trying to stretch this clearly a little bit by making you get certain amount of royalties, but here it was 25,000 overall in royalties. Well, my sim barely was able to earn 4,000 simoleons a week. So that's crazy, the difference between Sims 3 and Sims 4. In the end, it took me just slightly over 1 life stage to complete this aspiration in Sims 4. 1 life stage against 1 lifetime. That's just wild. And this is why The Sims 3 only has 1 available life goal, realistically. You can't really change your life goal as you go because, honestly, it is a life goal. And that's when I realized what the true difference between those 2 games are and why you can't really compare them. Sims 4 is a fun game. I played thousands of hours on this game and I really enjoy it. However, it is a power fantasy. It's a game where you can do anything and it's all easy because life is hard. This game is not there to make you feel like you're doing a realistic playthrough, realistic simulation of life. What you're doing with Sims 4 is you're doing a power play. You do it to feel powerful, to feel that you can achieve anything, to achieve goals which you can't do in real life. While Sims 3 is a gritty, real-life simulator. Again, it's maybe not as gritty as some other simulators out there, but it is there to be realistic, at least to a certain extent. Of course, you have Grim Reaper, you can have werewolves, other stuff like that, but the actual base game of Sims 3 can simulate life very well. Like, my sim just became a crazy, obsessed maniac that completely let herself go, didn't care about anything else than her goal. She didn't have family or anything else. Like, people do that in real life. And thinking back about this, it's probably the most kind of real game of Sims I ever had. That's why when people say, what's better, Sims 3 or Sims 4, it honestly depends what you're in the mood for. It depends what kind of games you prefer, because it's such a two different spectrums of gameplay. I think both have merits. I think for a casual play where I want to just chill and, play life rather than experience harsh truths, I would choose Sims 4 because it is a simpler, much more casual, and much more pleasant game overall. While Sims 3 gives me opportunity to really simulate life. I am now really interested in doing a playthrough when I don't focus about, on the lifetime achievement and try to just live my life as a sim, get family and everything like that. I wonder how difficult it would be. But yeah, let me know if I should do that, because I'm really now interested about Sims 3. And again, it's just the base game I was playing at the moment. I do want to try out the other DLCs and see, how difficult they are, what else can we do in them. So just let me know, what else should we do? Would you like to see another video where we maybe tackle a family let's play while trying to reach an achievement? Just let me know, and also subscribe for more videos like this, because yeah, I like Sims. Let me know which game you prefer, Sims 3 or Sims 4, or do you like them both for different reasons? Because I just realized that's what I do. I like Sims 3 and Sims 4 for completely different reasons now. And yeah, I'm super interested to try it again. But anyway, that's everything from me. I will see you next time.